Hi, YouTube. Sorry, it's been a few weeks actually since I made a video, but here's a new Tokyo Tips number 12, and I'm going to talk about restaurant service in the Tokyo area. Oh, that makes me look like I'm going bald there. No, I'm not going bald, I swear. I just got a haircut. Anyway, um, one major thing that I noticed when I first moved to Tokyo, and I was living on my own. I didn't have a host family at this time, and I was a college student, so I had to do pretty much everything on my own. And the first time I went to a restaurant, like a sit-down restaurant, I noticed that there were a couple big differences in most restaurants that I went to compared to my home country, United States. One thing is, I don't know I really don't know how the restaurant service is in other countries because I haven't been to many countries actually. But I'll just, give you my own personal comparison. In the States, I've worked as a waitress before, and usually you never, it's a rare occasion or you were not expected to have to call down the server, because they're expected to continually check up on you or refill your drink without asking if it's like a soft drink or something like that. And that's the first thing I noticed is I sat down at this cafe and they sat me, and they'll ask you like, how many people, and like they'll say like nanmei sama desu ka is how many people. If it's one person, I believe we say hitori, futari, or san nin. If you're the customer, you can say nin, but me is the more polite way. So they're gonna ask you nanmei sama, and you can just say yonin, gonin. I don't remember if you nobody's gonna be like, don't say me if you say me, but whatever. As long as you hold up your hand numbers, they'll understand. So they'll seat you, and the first restaurant I went to, I sat there forever because I never really thought about it. I expected that the server would just come to my table and take my order, but they don't. In most cases, they will not come to your table unless you call them down. Some restaurants, actually some like izakayas and stuff, will actually have like a digital menu, like a little digital tablet on the table, and you don't even need, the server won't even come to your table unless they're bringing the food, because you can just order from the digital tablet, and it has pictures and the menu is all on this interactive tablet. It's a touch screen, and you just touch whatever you want and you put the order in. Other places, there's like, a lot of places have like a little bell, and you just ring the bell and they'll come to your table. Or if they don't have that, you just have to call the server down. Usually just sumimasen, and they'll come to your table. But if they're really busy, you may have to try to call them down, and you have to make sure sometimes because I was a server, like I feel like I know servers are always really busy actually, most of the time. So I try to be as polite as possible. So sometimes like at first I was really quiet. I was like, sumimasen, and obviously they wouldn't hear me, so you have to, you don't need to scream it, but it's okay to be in sort of a loud voice, sumimasen, and they'll come and take your order, and then you can place your order. Another thing about most restaurants, in the case of soft drinks in Japan, I found in general, there's usually no refills if you go to just a standard restaurant. Soft drinks here are expensive. They'll run you at least about $3 just for one glass, and you can't refill. One interesting thing is if you go to Subway, the sandwich shop, they actually have a fountain machine out there and usually Americans, like, we think if the fountain machine is out where you can access it, it means free refills, but not at Subway, just one. And if you try to refill your glass, because I tried to once, because I didn't realize, they didn't have a sign or anything that said just one, and the lady's like, no, you can't refill your glass, and I was like, why is it then why did you put the machine out here? Why isn't it behind the counter? Okay, whatever. So that is also a thing. But if you go to like a family restaurant, like Caesarea or Jonathan's or Bamiyan or somewhere, you can get something called drink bar, and that is all you can drink, but it's self-serve. So you just get your glass and you get whatever you want. It's actually pretty like a selection. You can change the drink whenever you want. Like it's all major soft drinks. It's a lot of juices usually, and different herbal teas and like coffee and stuff. So it's a big selection. Another thing is here, like because of like the drinking culture, you're not really gonna be a restaurant will not normally card you. The drinking age here is 20. I've lived in Tokyo for about 5 years now, and since I was 20, I'm 27 right now. I've been carded 2 times, only 2 times, ever. The first time was when I first moved to Tokyo, and the convenience store people had never seen me before, so and I was 20 at the time, so I could see why they asked for my ID, and they never did after that. And another time was when I was like 22, 21. I went to like this drinking party, and they carded everybody at that restaurant, which I find was surprising, but to be honest, there were some people who were like 19 there, and we managed to slip them in somehow. I don't remember how we did it, but yeah, so like, it's actually really easy to buy alcohol in Japan. Like, I've gone to our hard liquor stores, like, and no one has ever carded me. So that's actually quite interesting. And another thing is usually payment. Generally they'll, like, when you want the check, you ask, すいません, like, excuse me, お会計お願いします. 会計 is the bill, and then お is like just polite お会計, お願いします, just to ask. So, or I've heard some people say チェックお願いします. So a check would work too. And then they'll bring the check to your table. And most restaurants I went to, you take the check and then you bring it to the front. There's a register at the front, and then you pay at the front. And another kind of, I think is kind of cool thing is Japan is a really, well, one, it's really safe. So a cash-based society still works here. Not a lot of people use their card because it's safe to carry around like a crap ton of cash with you. Like in the States, I would never carry more than, say, $40 in my wallet at any given time, but you see people here like flipping out the equivalent of $100 bill. And another thing in the States is like if you try to pay with like a 50 or like 100, usually the shop staff will give you a really hard time for it. Here, because it's a cash-based society, no one actually seems, okay, they may mind, but they never say anything about it. I see people paying with huge bills all the time, and like, yeah, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of doing it a lot. So that's another thing. Yeah, okay, I should probably those are the main points I wanted to cover, so I'll just cut it off there. Alright, but if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment below, and I will get back to you. Alright, goodbye!